Aloha and welcome to UH West Oahu. This video will show you how to use the Assignments, Tests, and Surveys tool in Laulima. The first step is to use your UH username and password to log in to Laulima. Now look for the class that you are teaching. Click on the Assignments, Tests, and Surveys tool and click on Add. Now choose the type of assessment that you want to create, decide if you will add points, and add a title. You can edit details about your assessment to let your students know how to complete the assessment. You can add information about time limits or contact information if they need to ask you questions. When you're finished, you can click on Done to move on to the next part. You can adjust the settings for this assessment, such as when you want the assessment to be available to your students by adding an open date. The due date will be the required time at which your students need to submit something. You can also decide to accept late work by clicking on the Allow Until area and adding a date. You can adjust the number of tries, add time limits. You can allow the assessment to be available upon submission, so your students will be able to see it right away, or upon release, which will be after you have reviewed the assessments. After you've adjusted your settings, click on Done. And now we can add questions. So click on the Add button. There are 9 different question types to choose from. I'll do a few examples here so that you can see how it works. This example is a multiple choice example. So in this first text box, you'll write the question. In the boxes below, you'll write the different answer choices. Be sure to select which choice is the correct answer. Now we are going to add another question. This question will be an essay question. So I'll select essay as the question type, and then scroll down to the question text box and add my question or my essay prompt here. We are going to add one more question to my assessment. This time it will be the matching type. I'll add my prompt to the question text box and then begin to add my answer choices in the space below. I need 2 more boxes. So as I scroll down to the bottom, I'll click on the Add More Pairs. And when the page refreshes, there are the choices I've already typed in. And here are the 2 blank boxes that I requested. When I'm finished, I can click on Done. And then I can see the 3 different questions that I created. And now I can assign points to each of the areas. The points that you assign for this area do not need to be consistent with each other. You can decide to adjust the points to meet the criteria of your item. Once you're finished, you can click on Done. And then notice that your assessment has been added to the bottom. So in this area, you can adjust the start date, due date, and allow until date. You can adjust the time that things are due as well. You can also reach the settings, and this feature is the special access setting. This can be very helpful if you have a student who requires extra time or needs a different due date than the rest of the class. You can adjust the criteria for one student in particular, which is a big advantage of using the Assignments, Tests, and Surveys tool. When you are all set, you can test drive your assessment just to double check that everything is the way that you want it to appear for your students. So using the test drive will allow you to run through your assessment and try the different answers in the form that you've created. When you are finished, you can click on Finish, and then you can return to the Assessments tab. Select your assessment and then click on Publish to make it live and accessible for your students.